Welcome to the channel today, and today is going to be a bit of a different video. We're going to be walking through a redesign of a homepage for one of our a new client, and we're going to be using Salient WordPress theme. Salient WordPress theme is one of our favorites to work with, just because I'm super familiar with it. I know how it works now. So while it doesn't have a huge amount of demos, it's super flexible, and I know how to adapt it to most websites. So what I'm going to do, let's get to that. So we're going to go to here. So this is the website we are working on. So you can see it looks pretty outdated. It's like a tour business for local trips in the UK. The demographic of the use of the person is the demographic of the user is quite an old demographic. I think it's like 60 plus. So we've got to think about legibility on the website, like the fonts and the color scheme used isn't the best for users trying to read it with vision issues, and the homepage just needs to be built out a bit. I think it might have been home built or something. So we're going to walk through how to install the Salient theme, how to set it up, and then we're going to build out the homepage a bit. So right now we're just going to install the Salient theme. Right, so we already installed it earlier. We can get it from Theme Forest. Theme is now installing. So once it's installed, it's going to give us a list of native plugins associated with the theme, which we need to install to make it work. So we'll just go through this. Click away, then we get this notification. So we want to install some of these plugins. So we need the Salient Core, the page builder. We're not going to import the demo importer. We need the slider, and then social and widgets. We'll also need to install WooCommerce at some stage as well. So just going to activate the plugins we want to use. Okay, that's done. And now we're just going to add the child theme. We explained what the child theme does in a previous video. So if we wanted to make core changes to the theme and to ensure those changes aren't replaced when we update the theme, then it's good to have the child theme installed. So perfect. So that is now done. So we got the website there. So this is the basic theme. We want to set up some of the pages now to create the sitemap. So let's do this. So we have the home. I don't know what's Let's Explore. It's hard to know what these pages actually are with the title. Let's Explore. That's the home page. So road trips experience. So just shut. So we're just going to create the pages here, so we just can create the menu and get things set up. Then this is actually the shop page. Yeah. So what should we do? Upcoming trips. So we called it upcoming trips because what's on in 2025. It's a bit confusing. I think upcoming trip sounds more like a call to action. We'll probably add buy tickets now as well in the header. testimonials and contact. Let's call that reviews. Review sounds better for an events rather than testimonials. Testimonials sounds like a service or something. And then we got contact. Okay, great. So now what we want to do is create the menu. So main menu. So we got these links here. Oh crap. Enter menu. So we just want to reorganize them. It's all in order. Good. Go here. So let's set up the navigation in the website. Let's rename the website to begin with because it's just called My WordPress at the moment. You notice that they don't have a logo in the top left hand corner. Currently, I think that's the logo there. So we'll get the logo off of them shortly. Now to manage the theme, we can do it via the Salient theme options here. So what we want to do is we're going to ignore fonts for a moment. We want to work on the navigation. So we're just going to work through this. So what we got, we can ignore these things, not massively important. What we do want is the layout. This is the default layout. I think we're going to go for this one, to be honest, because I want to put a button in the top right. So we'll save that. Coming up for some reason, and then let's we need to add a user account button because we will be adding WooCommerce. So this, so we got the off canvas menu, so that's this thing here. We're going to get rid of that. Good. See if that takes effect. Yeah, it does take effect. And we want to remove the header search. Yes, that is working. See why the menu is not coming up. There you go. Got the menu in. So we will work on the fonts and the color scheme shortly. We're just working on these main items first. We've got reviews in there, upcoming trips. Let's see if we can add a new button. Menu. Book now, and then we want to change that into a button. So button accent color, that's controlled by the theme options. So let's do that. All right, we get a tick box. There you go, perfect. So we've got the book button now over there, so that's excellent. And what we want to do is see, set the home page for the home page, and just as we're building this on our development server, we don't want Google indexing the website, so we just put that tick box in there. Okay, so if we do this, excellent. So that's just text. So now we want to build out the website. This is the default WordPress editor. We're going to be using WP Bakery. Now, for me personally, because I've been using WP Bakery for a really long time. Previously, years back, the front end editor didn't work so well. like a long time ago. So I just got used to using the back end page builder, and I just haven't changed from that habit. If I'm using Elementor, then I do use the front end, but for this, I use the back end. So let's build our, I was going to do the home page. So let's add a block. So we just want to put a row here. And for this, we're just going to put a background image and then some text over. We might swap this out over for a slider, but I'm conscious about too many moving elements for an older demographic using the website. I think something stationary would be a lot better. So here's an image which we saved earlier. Set that image in there. And then we want it to span, the background to span full width rather than be stuck in the container. Probably only going to use one column there. And then we want to add a bit of depth to that. So we'll just do that for the time being. Okay, image is a bit too big, so we're going to need to resize that eventually. So we're going to have to add an overlay. Text box in here. Sure, they don't have an H1 there, so we'll use, we'll find something eventually to use. Let's just put this in first. We're just building out the framework, and then we can tidy it up afterwards. We're just putting in the key elements we want in there. A bit too dark. And then we need to make the text light colored. So at the moment we've got text color, we could change that to light. That's in the row settings. And what we can do here, so Salient has this really cool section where you can, instead of installing the whole, a whole demo of one of their websites, you can actually just choose some of the sections you want to use. For example, here we want a sign up form to the website. This is from one of their demos, so we can just select this in here. And it adds in. Then we just need to sign everything up there. Sign up for the newsletter sign up block. We'll use like MailChimp or something similar to that. We need a text block. We have this text block. We've got two text blocks here, so we need something similar to add to the page. So we can either, there was something I had in mind. Not sure if this will come up or not. Yeah, so one of these. So this has a bit too much movement. I think we'll get rid of this, this here, but we can use this block. Move this up. We don't need that. Then that will look very nice and visual. We'll have to close this gap up a bit. It's too far down. So what do we want here? We want to get rid of this image and put in the text here. So let's get this. Right, it's in. Be a bit too much text, but we shall see. Want to get rid of that, and then we got this will be, so this to create this image here, they're using like a divider, and then they're just placing an image in the background. See that here, so 50 VH, 90 VH, so the 90 VH would be bigger. We want to get rid of the smaller image. I think that would cause too much distraction. While it does look nice, I just think for this, we don't want things to be too crazy moving around for people using the website. It's got to be really easy to navigate and to understand. Don't want to make it too complex at all. So that will look rather nice if we make it a little bit further up the page. So we want to get rid of this full content, and then this divider is pretty big, so we want to reduce that. We'll try to like 8. Here, bring it up. That's good. I'm not keen on everything. It looks nice, everything moving, but again, this demographic, I'm just really not sure about all this movement, making it look fancy. I think it looked too complicated for him. So we don't want to cause distraction. Just get that out, separate these paragraphs. It's quite a lot of space. Put this in there as well. See if we can put this text in there as well. Don't need those 2 text areas. Yeah, pretty good. So we're gonna got to look at these font sizes as well. We've got the newsletter sign up, got these 2 bits of text in. Now we need these call to action, and we need the call to action, testimonials, and these 3 as well. Figure out the best way we could put these into the website. Need to add a section for the contact details and also for testimonials. So contact details. I think this looks quite good. We can have their contact details on the left hand side. Also we can have an FAQ which will we can utilize as well. I think that's pretty useful. And then we'll place that above the newsletter sign up. It's good. And then we need testimonials too. Testimonials. Again, we want something kind of simple here. We don't want to make it too complicated. Like one big testimonial block. I like that. Maybe lighter. Good. So we've got that in there. That's good work. Beautiful. That looks nice. It's got the key sections which make up the website now. Now we got to put in the upcoming trips, and we need to put in this section as well. So for the upcoming trips, we're going to need WooCommerce, so we'll get that installed. So WooCommerce will provide the e-commerce functionality to the website. So this company offers day trips. so they'll be able to book the day trip via the website. So WooCommerce is in there. We can add some products. So what we got here, we got just use these for example. Just use just use the placeholder. For speed, just put 4 in there for the time being, so we just want to add the section to the home page. So that's good. Now we can add this products. And again, we just want it simple. We don't need to make it too complex with like a carousel at all. So if we can just find a grid, ideally. I don't have just a normal grid. I think we can turn it off pretty easily. So overflowing. Turn that off. Yeah. And then look. So all products, dynamic. We just want 4. Number of products for the time being. Let's just put 4 again. We don't want the carousel. We just want it simple. And then let's update. Perfect. So we've got that in there now, which is excellent. We've got the upcoming events, which is great. And let's work on the footer quickly so we can see what we want to add here. So footer, if you go to Salient and then left hand side, we've got the footer options. The footer's kind of basic, just copyright, latest news. I think we just need to add the social media icons, to be honest. There's nothing else to go in there, so we'll do that. So main footer area, we'll just add that. Disable, no, don't disable. And we want Facebook. Oh, just Instagram, we've got Facebook type, so just Facebook and Instagram. So that should make them show, but we need to actually add the URLs of the social media platform. So here you go. So we just copy them from here. There's that one. Now we need Facebook. Yeah. Perfect. That's good. Work on the colour scheme shortly. That's good. We got those sections in. So we got the framework of the page pretty much built out. We need to add one more section for the 3 boxes with the logos in with a bit of a description. So what I'll do now is I'll add that, and then that means we've got the framework built, and then the next steps will be the fonts, the color scheme, and adding the content. So let's do that. Let's add that final part in there, and that will be step 1 of the process of creating the wireframe. So we need those. We've got these 3 boxes. Okay, and that's a little bit of changing, but that will work. Don't need anything too complicated again. So we're going to put this directly underneath the products. So we've got our trips. We'll put the logos in shortly. Okay, and there we go. So that's all in now. Great. So we've got all the key sections now which make up the home page. So now we can start looking at implementing the color schemes and adding some fonts to the website. So we need to work out which color schemes they're using here. So we can just do this by inspect element, hopefully. So we've got the background color there. And then in Salient, if we go to accent colors, so this makes it really easy to use colors throughout the website. So stick that one in there. Then we've got this blue color, what they use quite often. Like that. Let's just do those 2 for the time being. Probably change that button at the top now. Yep. That's quite good. And now we can start working on the fonts and building out this homepage a little bit more. To then work on the fonts, we go to Salient and then typography. Probably go with something like Roboto. See how that is. We need, oh no, that's a logo font. We don't want that. So this is the navigation font. Let's go with something like that. Need to make sure that it's quite easy to read and to pick up. See how that works. Okay, that's quite chunky and we run out of space. So let's change that down. Size 16 is normally the regular font. If you look on a news website such as BBC or something, there's quite a lot going on in that navigation. Let's see, anyway. So the font is quite light. This always confuses me that the font color, the overall font color is hidden away in general settings, styling. I always thought it would be in like typography. I'm going to make that a little bit darker because at the moment it's just too light. As you can see, it's quite light there. To do anything has changed that, but not the typography of the navigation. Let's continue anyway. So that is bigger, that is good. I wonder why that didn't change colour at the top. So I always thought that colours would be in there rather than so like a custom color scheme. There you go. That is it. That's where we want to go. What do we use before? Yeah, that's the one. So that should now change that. There you go. That makes it a lot easier to read. And then we want to add the. You think you'd be able to pick the colour from there as well, wouldn't you? But I don't know why that is like that. It makes it a lot easier to read, a lot nicer. Excellent. So that's great. Perfect. Very nice to read. And then let's add in the header section before working our way down the page and further editing the fonts. So we've got that main font, looks good. I think that looks alright, to be honest, as well. Just maybe needs to be made a little bit bigger. I guess we're using Open Sans by default. Yeah, I think so. Using Open Sans. I always find it looks a bit funny if you increase the size of Open Sans. So here we can search hero section to look for an appropriate hero section to add. I think that could work well. Or that potentially could use that one. So it always pushes it down to the bottom as well. But always bring it back up to the top. Look at that. Let's have a look, see how it's looking. Excellent. A little bit dark, but looks nice. Does look a bit too corporate at the moment. Maybe need to get some more of these colours in there. Not sure about that movement either. So let's do this. Let's that is quite dark. And we don't need these service boxes either. Better. Maybe we can lighten this up. Make one half a bit darker than the right hand section. I think that would probably work quite well. So that's good. We're gonna have to keep on working on these fonts basically. Typography. So yeah, that looks okay. 6. It looks quite cramped in the header. I think it needs more breathing space. See if we can do that. I think we can make it full width. There you go. That's a bit better. Gives us more space at the top now. I think that's looking good. Let's have a look at these titles. So we've got general. So this is the body font and the H1 tags. So just have a little look here to see some inspiration. Make sure it's not too. Okay, but that's good. Let's try that then. Let's go with let's see, body font. Quite thin. And then let's go for Roboto still. Roboto. See how they come across. It's still quite hard to read. Looks a bit smoother there, but try something else. Yeah, I think that's looking okay there. It's looking a little bit harsh, the font color, maybe on this, but I think it could work okay. So that just needs a little bit of work on it. So that could work. This navigation looks a little bit cramped up, I feel, as well, so we can increase I think this will help increase the size, see if that works. Makes it look a bit, yeah, that opens it up. I would like to get rid of the home button, to be honest, but I'll keep it there for the time being. Some people aren't used to the logo being the home button, so that's often a request we get to add that back in. So we can look to start placing some of these images in here. We got this one. I'm not sure how well this is going to go in, but we can see, can't we? Makes it kind of hard to read over there, doesn't it? So we're going to need to find a different image to ensure this is legible over the left hand side, because that is quite hard. Yeah, so we can work on that. I'm going to just expand the header a little bit to put more emphasis on the image. And that's pretty good. Looks pretty nice like that. Good image. Just this is the main problem here, is making sure that that text is legible over there. Let's find an image to put in there. So what are the trips we've got going on? So what we've got, see if Cambridge. North Wales, maybe we can search for. Very nice. Stick that in there as well. Probably going to, so while we might not finish this website on this video, would definitely update you on how it turned out. and create a video to explaining what we did to finalise the design. It takes a bit longer. It's only been 40 minutes, but sometimes you need to stop and think about how things are going to be implemented, and you don't want to watch me do it now in the video. So we're going to add this. Okay, that's pretty good. It'd be nice if we make that a little bit wider, maybe even. So something stopping that. Let's have a look. Equal heights. Maybe there's some padding. So we can edit the column settings as well as the rows. I'm not sure what's doing that, but I'll look into that, and I'm going to bring this out further so we can see more of that image. I want this probably to be the theme orange. So we've got the background color there. If we swap it to this, let's see how that goes. Not sure how that works. That orange, maybe we'll go with the blue. Be better if it was a bit of a softer orange yellow, kind of like gold. Yeah, I think that blue looks a bit better. So this is where the products will go in. So we need to add a title to this as well, so they know what that is. Let's see if there's okay. Yeah, produce that. So you use this copy function here, copy highlight text, and then we will paste it in. So you can use this paste function, which sometimes doesn't work. But there you go. There you go. Excellent. So we'll change that to white. Put a bit of a divider in it as well. It's a bit close. Do our upcoming trips just to expand that a bit more. So as this is highlighted text, we can use the italic styling to put the fancy underline. And text color, let's just put in for the time being. And we need a divider below that because it's a little bit tight. Put that in. See how that's come out. Okay, not so bad. Worried about things being visible as well for people who are hard at reading, but I can work with that. Yes, still got that. So that does look a lot better in white, doesn't it? It's very easy to read in white than that. You want to be able to put in the branding colors and make the page colorful, but at the same time you do want it to be really easy to read as well. So we'll try to see what happens. We'll see what the feedback is. You don't want to spend too much time making the website like 100%, because they might come back and give you that feedback that they really like it. So you want to get about 90% completed and then send it over to the client to review. Yeah, gonna have a go at placing the images, logos here. So we've got these logos. We use Canva for that. So we've just saved them directly from the website, and then we're going to try to make sure the backgrounds are transparent and put them in here. So we've checked the dimensions of this box. and this text area is 246 by 261. So we want to make sure the width of the logo is 246. So we're going to put this in here. We're going to try this, remove background, and then just resize these logos as best we can. That's when that did that. Last time I didn't do that. Okay. But to do that. Okay, so then we're going to do the next one. That's not good. Let's leave that. Add that in. This one's a bit of a odd size. Okay, let's download these now. Transparent background, download. Now, I don't have high hopes for how these are going to turn out. We might have to Google some transparent logos to fit them in, so we shall see how this works out. So we just want to use the image block. Then let's add these and see how they fit. So look at that. Let's save, see how it looks. It's just the same logo 3 times at the moment. Yeah, not so bad. A lot of spacing in between, but that's right. Let's see how the others have come out. Valley. That looks like it's cool. What was that in there? There you go. That one's a bit bigger in height, but they came out perfectly acceptable, I think. And that's looking pretty good. Pretty good so far. Right now there's no buttons on the website, so we want some call to actions. So we can use. I don't want to use these buttons really. One of these. So we want one of those in the header, call to action. We want one in that section too. So we've got 2 buttons. I'm going to place one here, a button here. Those are the shop, that's fine. Those are the 2 main buttons we want to push in. So we can delete this section which we just built just to copy that from. A little bit big. We can just work on that. So the buttons are really easy. You can choose the size of the button, the link URL, so we can do upcoming trips. So we could say, so the text for the button, we could say view trips. There's an animation which is coming from, I'm not sure where the animation is coming from. Maybe it just looks funny because it's so big and it's always like that. Text color, so that's good. And then we've got another one down here, which we've got to work on as well. So these fonts which I chose really aren't working, I don't think. So I'm going to fall back on a website we used, which we built previously with a Salient demo, because I think these fonts just work really well. So let's just copy that across, and I think it will improve the design. I can change the font color throughout. And I'm going to change all the fonts on the website. So we're going to go from Roboto to Just, I believe. Yep, Just. Quite a heavy one, which I think will work okay. Oh, that's the logo. Semi-bold we want. 4.5, 18. It's better. Let's have a little look, see how that comes across. Okay. Bit too big, probably because of the spacing as well. I didn't expect that to take up so much space. 16 as well. There we go. Oh, that looks better anyway. So we got the navigation page. Well, we don't want any of them. Let's do the H tags, body font, just N, just 400. Yeah. 1830. 1830. Let's do these. Singled. Two, semi-bold again. 42, semi-bold. Yes, 33. 33. See, if I knew I was going to, if I knew I wasn't going to settle on those fonts, I could have exported the theme options from this premium one, this previous website, and then done it. Very bold, which was 24.37. Fine. You know what I'm checking out? 17, 20. Fonts. So you probably again. So I think that will have a big difference on the design. And then we've got the salient elements area. So this will be, I think this will affect the button in the, that's already done there. This will affect these, I guess. 16. My memory is 10. terrible when I'm doing stuff like this. Okay, so the fonts are in. Go refresh. Okay, that's looking better for sure. Need to tidy up a few things, but that is looking a lot better. So now we have the main navigation. Need this to look bigger for an H1 tag. Looks pretty small there. Make sure it's using H1, using multiple H1s, which isn't a good sign for SEO, showing you have one H1 tag for each page. So save that, and it's probably got, unless I've saved the H1 tag incorrect, that's quite small for an H1 tag. Not doing that. Don't really have much of an H1 tag over here. Yeah, it's super small. Okay, so H1. See how that goes. Okay. Looking nice. I think it could be a bit bigger again. So let's try a bit bigger. Okay, perfect. Right, what we're going to do is delete this text. We need to work on this design. It doesn't look too inspiring or exciting. So let's take a bit of, let's use that as the H1 tag maybe. Delete that text, don't want that any longer. So yeah, that looks okay. That looks nice and tidy and neat. Now the issue I find is like this is too narrow right here. It looks a bit boring and a bit grim. So we're looking to see how we can ensure this text is really easy to read, yet it brightens up this image as well. So we want to kind of put a shape here. So we were working on this earlier just to make it a little bit quicker because it's a little bit fiddly. So what we'll do is we'll copy this from the design we did earlier and we'll paste it over here. And so just to see the settings. So we've chosen the circle, we've chosen the color and the dimensions. Now we were using a different font earlier, so you can see, so it probably won't work perfect here, but you'll see how fiddly it is. So we'll do this. So this comes across. Okay, cool. Not so bad, actually. That looks okay. So what we'll do is we need to make this deeper, take away the overlay so the image is bright. Maybe put this onto 3 lines to make it a bit deeper. So let's give it a go. Interesting that I don't think we need it in here because we're not doing a highlighted title, we're just doing the standard title. Value date. Hopefully that comes across correct. And then we're on change that button to white. Not sure why that text is like that for. Ah, it's in the wrong box. In the wrong box, so that's fine. And that shape fits pretty well now. So let's take this out. Let's take the overlay out. No longer needed. Amazing. And then let's add a little bit more padding in there so we can see more of the image. Let's see how it comes across. Excellent. It's a bit too much padding at the top in that box, so we'll shorten that up. Too much. Let's change that to 8. Let's put some more at the bottom. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. We need some work to be done responsively, but overall I think that's pretty nice. It might be a little bit too bright, that image, but that's kind of what we were going for. So let's see if we can do a slight overlay maybe. I don't know, messing around. That's just a complete experiment. I don't know. I'll think about that. But it's not so bad. We've got their colour come into it, so that's quite good. Okay. So now we've got this space. Probably want to close this space up. Need a better button there. That button's too big. So let's close this space right up and make the image a bit wider. So to do that, we have here. So let's have a look. We're looking at the padding. There'll be a padding left somewhere, I expect. There. There you go. Padding left. Delete that. That was causing this space. Then we want to reduce the padding here and the padding here. Let's delete that. Now, I don't think it'll completely disappear. I think this box has some additional padding in it, which will make the space remain. Yeah, exactly. So we need to go back into here again. What are we using here for this? That's an H2. The H2 is super small as well. So if that is 60, scene. Then we're looking for the column padding. Not there. We've got column padding. Yeah, all sides. Let's just go for left and right. There you go. That's good. So that's now all tightly in there, which looks good. Maybe just need some space between that title. And then we don't want that button, so we're just going to copy that. And then we can just drag down here. Delete that. Is that the other one? Yep. And then put divider in. Put some space between the text and the button. And the button's currently white, so we need to change that to clear that. Again, clear that. Save. Okay, it's funny because we haven't got just a bit of a space there. A bit of divider. Let's copy that divider as well. Still, so let's put another one. Just adding some space in that box. I think looking a bit narrow there, so we can bring some of that padding from the left again. Not so much, we made 5%. Just to give it a bit more space to breathe. Oops, right. Okay, so that layer. Okay, so we've got those working. Now this colour, I think it's a little bit too harsh. Before we used the building block from here, which had a nice, yeah, this orange here, so let's just put that in. Let's just copy the background colour there to make it nice and easy. Perfect. Swap that out. That text is that. So we need to change text color because it's still white. But like that for the time being, we'll change it the same as the font. Afterwards, just building up the layout. Great, that looks nice. Maybe we can still make that a little bit deeper, I think. That's good. Got the products, got these in here. Make that a little bit grey. The background of these a bit grey. Some grey in there. Make that a bit lighter. Need to make it a bit more subtle. Annoying habit, it does that sometimes. The box just disappears. It's yep, it's good. We got that. Got this testimonial section. I'm not sure how to make that more bright and more lively. It's quite difficult to know because I don't want to put. Normally, I might put an image behind it or something, but I don't want it to become hard to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick an image in there for Google. So we need to resize the image for Google. The Google image here. Just going to use Canva because it's we've set up the custom size in Canva for this website, so we can easily create images for the spaces we're creating. There's a little bit high, but downloaded transparency. That's good. We've got the image now. Line in the centre. This we need a divider in there, so I'll add some space maybe. A little bigger than I'd hoped for. Looks a bit huge. So I can resize that. Didn't expect it to be that big. So while my plan. Okay, I'm going to have to resize that in a bit. You don't want me resizing images. So what we're going to do here is we're going to swap this black colour out, match it with the soft orange we had earlier. We've got that there. Get rid of the image. We're going to get rid of these boxes, and we want to put in the contact information from road trippers. Make the link overlinked. Good, and then maybe use a blue colour. Oh, great! So we need to delete this stuff, and we're going to want to add in a add in a contact form. But first, we're going to add a gallery. So we haven't got any images showing events. We're going to add from the media library. The dominant slider is going to be an image grid. And we've got these, we have 4 images. That's good. Let's get those uploaded. Oh, already uploaded them here. Okay, so we're going to put these in the gallery. 4 columns, yeah. Have 1 spacing. Meta. Okay, and then we want to span this full width. In the container, we don't want that, we want full width content. And then we're going to put this just below the testimonials and put it just above the testimonials too. How we're looking. Excellent. So yeah, we're going to make this logo smaller and then a bit more narrow, but you get the idea. This needs to be dark text. So let's make this full width as well. Make that the blue color. We want the font to be light, so we just changed the background color. So that's what we have at the moment. It's all white, and we're going to change that to the blue. Excellent. Good. Some padding coming from somewhere. Find out where that's coming from. With that. And then we need to change this fonts to dark fonts. Let's find out where that's coming from. Font color. There should be. Excellent. Query form. Do now is we're going to install contact form 7, just put a basic contact form in there. Dark. Excellent. So now Salient has a contact form 7 widget in the page builder, which makes it easy to add. That's super small, so we'll make that to maybe we keep it as an H3, and we're just going to have to change it in the Salient options because everything's made everything too small before. That's good. Need to change its title because it's white currently on the design. Change it to black for the time being. And we want to put the contact form in. One is already created when you install the plugin, so that's just a good example here. There you go. Amazing. So we can now edit these form fields too. I thought it was going to work with the grey, but we got to make sure that these fields are easily viewable for the user. So I'm going to get on and do that. Okay, so I've just had a quick moment where we've just done a little bit of tidying up. So we just swapped out the button. So now it's aligned to that. We just changed that to the light blue underline there. And then here we've resized the Google review. So now we just need to put this over here. So now I just need to change the footer color. So I think I'm going to change the footer color to match the rest of the theme. So at least we can get the branding colors in there of the client, so they can be happy with that. So they can't say that we've missed out their branding colors. So we've got the orange color there. So right now it goes from blue to black, which the grey isn't too inspiring. So let's see if we can change that, and then the website's near enough ready to send over to the client to check out before we make any further changes. We need to add the logo as well. Oh, that was not right. Interesting. Okay, let's try that. There you go, it's because we're working. This is the copyright area, the widget area, which I just the area which I just changed here, the footer background color, that will be the widget area. So let's change this to Okay, as well. Okay, that's looking good. So we've got the branding colours here. Here we use MailChimp, I expect. Probably change it icon colour. If we can change it. Interesting. Not sure if we can change. Change that for the time being. Okay, we'll leave that. I'll think about that. So yeah, that's a design pretty much there. I'm going to have a little look. Probably going to put the product images in here from the client. You can do that while we're doing this. So let's go to products. So we've got North Wales holiday. We got North Wales holiday. Good, got that one. Sure I've already saved it. Yep, got Wales, the Wales one. We got Salisbury. Yep, got Salisbury. Fin sandwich. Yeah. And the last one, see it for Cambridge. Okay. Got more. Right, so let's add these featured images in. Featured image is the main product image. I've loaded them. Nope. Let's get them in. Salisbury. It's 3. This is Salisbury. This is North Wales, not Salisbury. Didn't mean to do that. Two more to do. Just remains to put the logo in there, so I just need to find a good copy of the logo, and then yeah, we're good to send over to the client. Amazing. Trips in there. Upcoming trips. Maybe put another button there actually. Another call to action underneath. That's a view all trips. And just copy the button again. Oh, that's right. Let's copy this button. you all upcoming trips. That's good. Good call to action. Center. Excellent. I think it's looking good. These are quite out of place. I'm not sure if I should get rid of these titles. I'm not sure if they work with what the images are. We'll see. So we're going to need to upload the logo and also update one of these images, which we'll do now. I need to use this image. Okay, doesn't look so bad. Brightens it up better than that other last dull one. Looks good. Maybe see what the titles look like if we make them a bit smaller, maybe. So use an H3. Let's go to H4. Yeah, that looks nicer as well. Do that. So the process after this is once we've just done the last final checks and we send it over to the client for them to review, and they normally come back with some feedback, some things they want to add or to be removed. Once done, then we just fire away with the inner pages, as it's just a straightforward project. It's a smaller project with a smaller budget. We just get the homepage signed off, and then we just fire away with the inner pages once the design concept's been agreed. So what I'll do now is need to get this logo in, which I'm a bit concerned about, but let's go with it. Got the header. We need to change it to, oh, wrong website. Okay, so we want to add this image. This is their logo now. So let's see how this comes out. A little bit worried. Okay, so small. We need to change that, so let's change it up to 50. Problem with horizontal logos like this is they have to take up quite a lot of space and make their header quite deep, which we would like to avoid if possible. There's no reason for the header to be really deep on the website. It just takes up valuable real estate. Really, you want to get the client to see what service you're offering and how to get in contact with you. You don't want a huge logo and a huge navigation. So yeah, it'd be good if I can make that a little bit smaller. Doesn't really need the RT at the top. I think I'll try to get away with it with that size, but we'll see what the client says. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is just the home page. It was just yeah, I thought it'd be good just to document how we design a website and the process of doing it when working with a premium theme. It'll be different if we're doing a bespoke website. Then we do the design with Figma, then we custom develop it. But this is like the premium theme website package, and it also shows you what you can do with the Salient theme as well, which we think is super flexible and works really well. So I'll keep you posted on our social media channels of how this website went, what feedback we had to implement, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to our channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.